should be live in a sec. I think we live. Yeah, we live.
All right.
What's up?
Hey,
What
hey.
up? Hey.
Yo.
Look,
What it do?
what it do? What it do? Look, fam, I'm super excited tonight because I'm actually awake. That's why I'm excited because I was so tired, y'all. When I tell y'all they got it today from me, they got it. They got all the work.
They made up for it all that time.
Girl, all the time I've been home doing absolutely nothing. Not at all.
You gonna work for this money today?
What?
We're gonna work with that dollar.
I say, Neil, you're gonna have to ride with me all the way home because I'm falling asleep, man. I'm tired. Wow.
Good thing you got that nap, huh?
Ooh, I needed
What?
it. Wow.
And your breath ain't stink.
Thank the Lord.
What?
You see, y'all see the food she's about to deal with every day.
Hallelujah. What?
Hallelujah. Halitosis.
Got a hell of a toasters.
Hey.
It's so true, but thank God it's not like that.
Y'all know what it is, Gen X. Brand new
funk
funk in your ear.
Ow.
Not in your nose.
Somebody wiggle your toes.
Wiggle your toes. Hey, y'all tag somebody on this and bring this, share it to your timeline. We got a good topic that we talking about today.
What we talking about today, sir?
Yeah. We want them to go ahead and bring some more people in though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Tag a friend, share it on your timeline. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna
bless
it's gonna apply across the board now.
Yes, it's gonna bless you.
Yeah.
I want to get this one here. This
Yep.
one here. Gonna help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna help me out. Gonna help us.
It's gonna help us
look like the old folks, so it's gonna hope us out.
That's great. They had something now. They had something. They knew something about that hope now.
Yeah, they gonna hope us out. I say hope us out. Okay,
Yeah.
well, hope us out.
Hope us out. Yeah.
Already, okay.
Get them thumbs up going and all that kind of good
Thumbs
stuff.
up.
Heart. Get some hearts, some likes, some Karens.
Is getting these comments and so we can have some interaction.
Look, you can even be angry if you want to.
Hey,
it's your prerogative. Do you?
And we have the ability to pull you in to come in on if you want to come in on the live too. We could bring you in. We just send you the link and pop you right on in here if you want to get on here.
Pop you right on in.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Don't act crazy.
Don't.
I'm just saying.
I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise it at all.
Yeah.
Awesome. Shoot.
Well, okay. Well, we see. We're gonna go ahead and roll though.
Yeah.
We gonna go ahead and
Ain't
roll.
no time like the present. Bust a move.
So we was last week. We had a topic last week.
Yeah.
And it was bust a move.
Or gotta move.
And we were just talking about when God give you something and you got to move when he give it to you. It's a certain time and of things, and you got to move. Sometimes you can't sit there and deliberate too much. You just got to step out on it, what we call faith. And we just have to move. So we was talking about busting the move and moving, and we was in a particular part of the podcast, which we're gonna bring it up and we'll let y'all hear it. This is where we actually drawing the topic from today. So we're just gonna play this little clip and y'all follow along just a sec.
Mental prison. Then when you talked about, Neil, when you begin to try to get the counsel of people that you may deem to be deeper than you or higher than you or whoever, they might even be lower on a lower level, mindset. I'm saying when you begin to get that counsel, now you begin to put someone else's eyes, mouth, ears on God's baby.
Mhm.
It's no longer his, it's a potato head now. It's no longer God's baby.
Yeah.
So what God is saying, when it's my baby, I'll pay for it. He takes care of his children, right?
Yeah.
So he'll take care of whatever it is that he put in your heart to birth into this earth realm.
Don't make it a bastard. Go ahead.
Right. There you go. Don't make it a bastard.
Yeah.
That stank right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that stank right there. And it still stank. Look.
Yeah.
Woo.
So that's what we talking about tonight.
I said,
Don't make it a bastard. Don't make it a bastard.
you bastard.
Woo!
Oh, I like
Woo!
that. Don't make it a bastard.
Don't make it a bastard.
Oh, you church fell off.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It'll be all right. Okay. You said worse in
Breathe.
church.
Yeah. Just breathe.
Don't get better.
Cause what we know that bastard, it comes straight out of the scripture.
We
Well,
got references.
It's
We
heard,
got references for the
it's-
scriptures.
it's heard in the scripture. And can we just give a short little before we roll into it and hit some definitions?
Yeah.
Oh, please.
I think
Please.
Tommy was explaining it about the baby. Can you do a rerun?
A
Or that,
rerun,
a little
recap
quick
of what
rerun.
you said, what you were saying, so it gives the people context.
So what we were talking about is that one, getting free from the opinions of people, because when you're not free, you're in a mental prison, right? And so their opinion begins to affect the way that you move or what God may be calling you to do, because now you're getting a counsel of people, and God didn't ask us to get the counsel of people. He said, this is what I want you to do. I put it in your heart to do it. So when we begin to seek out people to confirm or to get ideas, or because a lot of times we do that out of fear, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Fear is really the stimulus, because we're scared because of what God may have showed us, because God will show you the end picture, right? He'll speak the big thing, but there's steps in between to get to that big thing. And so a lot of times fear, because of what God has showed us or spoke to us, will then begin to go over here. Hey, I need you to pray for me. You know, we use all those religious terms. I need you to pray for me. You know, sis, keep this in prayer, you know, or God showed me I had a dream, or whatever the case is. And now you're sharing it. And sometimes you got to be careful who you share it with.
murderers.
Yeah, exactly. Murderers. And so when you begin to, God gives you a vision, or he puts in your heart a strong desire to do something, and now you're getting the opinions of people, and like I said, or the counsel of people. And when I mean lower than you, I'm talking about mentality. They a lot of times they can't see that big picture, because we had talked about last week that sometimes you got to go to that next level where people can encourage you that are already doing it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if you stay on that level, but God's telling you to be up here, the people down here might not see what God is showing you up here.
You don't see it.
So you need to get in relationship with people that are on this level that'll say, go ahead and open that school. Go ahead and a hospital. Go ahead and do that outreach. Go ahead, and because they're already flowing and going in it.
And let me show you.
Right. And let me show you
how you do it. Yeah.
kingdom, right? We're not talking church. We're talking kingdom.
Come
and
on.
When you talk kingdom, it ain't you got to give me $1,000 so I can show you.
No
You understand what
competition.
I'm saying? There's no competition. We're all in it to eat, and we're all in it to win. You know, because why? It's God's baby. It's his vision that we're fulfilling. So when you begin to get the counsel or opinions of people that can't see what God is showing you, and now they're like, oh, I do it like this or this, that. Now they're injecting their opinion in it. God's baby, now you're putting someone else's eyes, ears, nose, mouth, hair, and we were saying it becomes a Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head.
It's no longer God's baby, because what God births, he pays for.
Mhm.
If it's God's
Yeah.
baby, he's going to take care of his baby.
Oh, absolutely.
Take on the DNA now
Mhm.
of other people. It's no longer God kind, right? It now becomes bastardized. You know, that's what we're talking about, the bastard child, the bastard vision, baby, you know, because it's no longer God's, when now you're taking on people's eyes and ears, you're switching it out. And God said, it's not my baby. I'm not going to take care of it. It's not my baby.
It's not my responsibility.
Right. Maury Povich show. You are not the father.
You are not the father.
I hate to tell you this, but you're not the father.
Wow. Come on.
Come on.
Yep. So let me give y'all bastard in the Bible, okay? A biblical reference. And this is from Deuteronomy chapter 23. I'm reading in the King James version.
Read Bible.
I'm going to read the first verse. It's in the second verse, but I'm going to just read the first verse for context. It says, he that is wounded in the stones or has his private member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. And then this is where bastard is in the scripture. Verse 2, it says, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. I could just stop right there in the A part. I don't even go to the next part. But let me also read a definition, several definitions for bastard, so you can get the context of what we're saying. So it's gonna make more sense to you. So a bastard is this definition is as of mixed or ill-conceived origin. It says of abnormal shape or irregular size. Also, it says of a kind similar to. I think this is the working one that we can work with. The of a kind similar to, but inferior to, or less typical than some standard. So for the context, which what we're saying, don't make it a bastard. And Tommy already had elaborated on it, is that when God gives you something, don't make it a bastard by allowing other people to take ownership over the seed, the idea, the thought, the concept that God has given you, because that takes away the rights of the original parent, which is God, and he's given the seed. And then when you allow others to come in, and it might be via opinion, it might be via your excitement, but either way, when you present it, you're allowing it to get tainted, and now you cause it to become bastardized, which is going to be a kind, is going to be similar to, but it's going to be inferior to, or less than the original seed or thought or concept or vision that it was supposed to be. So don't make it a bastard.
Wow. That is so.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's so deep. Go ahead.
So when you do, you have to assume all rights and responsibilities for its care, its upbringing, its stability, everything that pertains to its life. You have to assume that position to make that happen for that bastardized vision, that bastardized child vision, if you will, when God is no longer obligated to take care of that. So that's a huge responsibility. And when you do that, it's obviously going to take away from something else that you're supposed to be doing, and it can cause shipwreck later on down the road. And that's saying in a very broad and general sense, but you can be redeemed from that. However, we can waste a lot of time spending spending time trying to make something happen that God was systematically worked out of.
Yeah.
And notice I said systematically worked out of, because nobody obviously goes in the beginning wanting to take the thing and change its space up. But we have an enemy of our soul that work through people and work through suggestion to
projection.
Down.
Projection.
Go ahead.
I say I just want to add projection too. Go ahead.
Yes, you're right. that will dumb down the dim the light, to dumb down the idea, to make you acquiesce, to change the face of or bastardize what God has called you to do. Would not enhance it at all. So God's original is always the best. And so, and it also will play in our minds sometime as a person that has plan Bs. I have if this don't work, I have a plan B. So you could be the one that's bastardizing it, and it's not an outside influence, but because you have a plan B mentality, because it don't look like it's going to work, well, I'll go this way. So you'll start to bastardize God's idea, original idea, because you can't see how it's going to work. But it's not your responsibility or my responsibility or our responsibility to make that work, because we didn't call it. We have to be the instruments that it come through, but it got to be God that make it work, because he called for it.
Yo. TJ.
Yo.
Speaking of plan B.
Ooh, speaking of plan B. Ooh, that was good. Go ahead.
So do you know people, when they go through the act of things,
conception,
and you know they do it takes for conceptions, they have a thing where you can go and get a plan B. So when you said that, it made me think about it. You had this thing conceived, or you did something and you possibly feel like it's conceived, and then now I like to parallel it to, okay, hey, I shared this idea with somebody, and now I shared it with this person, and then you know, they said whatever they said. Now I done took it in. It's like that person that night, like, man, what did I do last night? I had a wild night.
Yeah, you did.
And now you got a little remorse going on, or whatever, a little doubt, a little unbelief because of this interaction.
Yeah.
Fear. I don't know. So now you could go get this plan B. How many times that we done experienced a plan B?
Oh God.
Just by talking to somebody in the wrong time, and like what Tommy was saying, we talking at we done said this early, you know, just like
see, but then you know when we was in our culture, we don't let anybody know that we've actually conceived until a certain period of time has passed, wherein that you can share that news, because there is the probability that seed could either pass or continue to grow. So why do we, you know, if we do it naturally, why wouldn't we do that with our spiritual babies or our visions or our plans or our dreams? We wait to the second trimester before we even tell somebody that we're with child. But as soon as God downloaded to us, we like, oh, I got a download from the Lord. And we going blabbing and telling everybody. And then you got, go ahead, Tommy.
And then end up aborting, because that's what the plan does, right? It aborts God's original plan and purpose that he gave us.
Yeah.
And you know how that happens, right? Because we don't really realize there's a spirit of Herod that's waiting. Once God conceives when you receive and conceive what God has said, there is an incubation period that, like you said, well, that's why Mary was hid away, Elizabeth was hid away. You know what I'm saying? So they go tuck themselves away, and there's another level of preparation that a mother have to go through. In her body, getting away from maybe some things that she was already doing, changing the environment so her soul can be at ease. And we don't even practice that. Now I know I'm walking down on a whole nother level. I'm just gonna throw it. We need to start practicing that again, as far even in the natural, that the environment which is created, detaching ourselves from all that negativity and all that junk. Why? Because that seed that's on the inside hears that. It's picking up on that vibration. It's the same way in the realm of the spirit. You have to go hide yourself from because there's a spirit of Herod out there. There's a what's the other one? There's a few kings that was out there heard when Moses, Pharaoh. Pharaoh's out there. You know what I'm saying? There's And even after that, when the child is conceived and then the king is announced, there's Sauls out there. You know what I'm saying? So there are things out there that will come. Well, let's shoot. Well, there's a dragon out there that wanted to kill the seed of the Savior. So here's the deal: we have to learn how to go into the places where we hold that thing tight, and by the Spirit of God, knowing the people that surround us. They will, when you have the true Spirit of God, and people that are for you, they will perceive and they'll know how to proceed with you with caution. And then you also have some that perceive and they won't proceed with you with caution. There are things to cause you to abort. How would they do it? How would the sabotage? How would it cause the sabotaging and abortion? Always talking negative about it. May have an inkling about what you got going on. They can tell something going on. Always keep you caught up in gossip. Always telling you the latest tea. Always trying to get under your skin and bringing things to you to turn the negativity in your mind to frustrate you. You always find yourself in a frustrated. Looking at me like, in a frustrated situation, things get turned up. Go ahead, I'm tagging out.
Or maybe they'll down talk it because they didn't do what God called them to do. So they don't want you to fulfill what God's telling you to do.
Go ahead.
So they'll say, well, you know, tried that. It didn't, you know what I'm saying? So they'll the seeds of doubt, belief, but without faith, it is impossible to please God.
Yeah.
You know, and so you gotta watch that.
You gotta watch
because
it.
That's why I said when we deem people to be on a higher level than us, mentally they might not be. Because you know they'll be them dream killers because they wasted time not doing what God really called them to do. They might be doing a good thing, but it might not be a God thing.
God thing.
Come on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But you know what I was thinking about? That they like the Planned Parenthood clinics.
That part.
They sitting out here sending out advertisement. You know, yeah, we always open. You know, Planned Parenthood.
It's true.
Handing out pamphlets. You know, putting that seed of doubt.
Baby, you know,
just in case. You know, just we're here.
We're here.
And you know what? You don't have to get your parents' consent. What I mean by that, you're covering consent. The people that you're in covenant with, that hears the mind of God, knows the mind of God, and is able to at a particular time will be a midwife for that thing to be birthed. And so you ain't even got to get their consent. You can just go ahead and slide on through, and we're going ahead and handle this for you. But you're saying something, friend.
I can't even remember.
My bad.
No, but I was want to tag in because you went ahead and touched it. About the midwives and the doulas.
Yes.
So you have people that can present themselves as a midwife and a doula. And as a midwife and a doula, we was at our friend's grandma's homegoing, and they was talking about her. She was a nurse, but she was a midwife, and she worked as a doula, I think, too. And so she understood the dynamics of the whole conception process all the way up until the point that it takes to get to birth. So she was so precise. She could just look, and this was the story that was told as a reflection, that she could just look at a woman and be like, okay, let me look at you, let me check you out. No, you ain't ready yet, you know, and then tell them to come back. And then they come back another day, check them out again, like, no, you ain't ready. And then the next time they look, it's like, okay, now it's time. Now it's time for you to go. But in order to even be that type of person, you just got to be a support system. You're not already trying to dictate, you know, what the baby gonna be eating and what type of diapers the baby need to have, and you know all this. But you know, trying to thinking out for the people, but just being there for them to help them through the process. Now, don't be a Plan B-er, and don't be a Planned Parenthood.
Wow.
You know, Planned Parenthood. Think about that.
Wow.
You already making plans for this baby.
Yeah.
That ain't yours.
Yeah. It's not yours.
Can you just can you be a midwife? Can you be a doula and just help me go through this process?
No, they can't.
Because people have a hard time, right?
Because they have a hard time. You know, if people have unfulfilled dreams and plans in their lives, they can't genuinely be happy for you. They can't genuinely support you because they themselves have either been rejected or have a deep hurt or some deeper issue within them that they can't support you because they actually need support from you.
Wow.
And we look at our support and in this season, I want to encourage everybody, and I'm not saying throw all your people away. No, but I am saying you need to evaluate your squad. Evaluate, okay, who there for you, who not there for you. Look, your relationship should be reciprocated. If you giving, they should be taken because you giving. But at the same time, they should be giving and you taking. You know what I'm saying? This thing should be reciprocated, and if it's not reciprocated, then we need to reevaluate our support system, the people that are around us. Okay, do you have somebody that's always in your ear, that's always got something negative to say, or you know, that's always, you know, kind of like, oh yeah, but what about me, or you know, what's in it for me? Those type of people. You don't need those type of people around you because guess what? They're not going to build you up. They're always thinking about themselves. And I'm not trying to jump on the narcissistic bandwagon with everybody else, but that is narcissistic. You always think about you. Get those people from, extract yourself from those people. You can still love them. You can still go out to eat with them, but you don't need them in your inner sanctum. You don't need them there.
I don't want them around.
They was talking about that environment.
Yeah, it's toxic for your baby.
You have to really be mindful of the environment, and those who have carried children or know people, and you don't even have to know. You can look on the internet or Google, and it's going to tell you that it's certain things that you can't partake of while you having a pregnancy.
Absolutely.
Well, let's even take it deeper.
Come on.
Pregnant, that baby can hear.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
early.
Yes.
Early on.
Because we know about the sins of the womb, right? So while you're pregnant, that baby can hear the negativity being spoken. So we was listening to something today that talked about how the inner ear is what?
The ear is shaped like an embryo, so this is a seed.
A seed.
So be careful what's being
planted in your ear.
Fertilizing
in your ear.
Wow.
But take heed. But did Jesus say take heed what you hear?
And how?
Yeah.
And he that has an ear, let him hear.
Hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. Yeah.
Don't that make sense when they said go in one ear and come out the other one?
You got to be careful who's around you speaking. Like Fran said, you got to watch that. You got to be mindful.
Yeah.
I'm be honest with you. If you're not speaking the same language as me, I don't have the energy for it. Y'all, listen. Yeah. They said as you get older, what is that? Chronologically, even though biologically I'm not, there's just some things you ain't got time for. You know what I'm saying? Stuff I would have tolerated at 18 and 20.
Yeah.
No more. What I tolerated last year, the year before, no more. So if your energy isn't good,
mutually beneficial, symbiotic, and synergistic, leading us into our set time of favor, bye. If it ain't there, nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody trying to miscarry.
That part. Or go through postpartum depression.
That part either.
A myriad of things. Stillbirth.
Oh, yeah. Look
at
that. Wait a minute. Hey. You said stillbirth. That means you done went through the full term, and you birthed this thing, and it's dead.
No motion on it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for it.
No, you can't.
You better protect. Look,
protect that baby.
with all diligence. You hear what I say?
Right. So let's
With all.
lean in it. Keep your heart with all diligence, because out of it flows the issues of life. What is your heart? Your heart is the second component of your conscious, your subconscious.
Yes.
Keep where's your subconscious lie? Your in your soul, your mind,
Will.
your will, your emotions. So in your mind and your thinking, your intellect, you have your the conscious part and the subconscious part where your heart lies at. So it's your belief system. So keep your belief system with all diligence. What God has spoke concerning your life, keep it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get that Joseph spirit on us, which is not bad, but we tell our dreams to the wrong ones, and they can interpret it and you can't interpret the dream. So they try to get ahead, they try to stop the dream, and you go through all this stuff, but all the while, all things work together for the good for those who love God, who are called according to His purpose. But if I ain't got to go through that headache, I ain't trying to go through that headache.
Yeah.
You feel me? You got to keep your heart. So like Fran, you were saying before, you better do an evaluation. You better do your evaluation. I think we were talking this morning or the other day or something about that. Something like you got to know when people are temporary, when they're semi-permanent, and when they're permanent people.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are seasonal workers in your life.
Yeah.
They're seasonal. And so I think we talking about too, like if somebody came up and gave us $100,000. This is how the human condition, if you will, works. They gave somebody, some person out the blue was touched by the Lord to give you $100,000 and it helped wipe away all your debt. And something inside of us that don't really know how to receive and would like to cling to that person that gave you that $100,000, feeling like that you owe them something. And their only job was to give you $100,000 and bounce. But sometimes we grab hold to what's supposed to be temporary in our life. They are only there to give us this money and they had to bounce. But we try to build a relationship with them and that thing wound up being sour because now you're taking their assignment out of purpose. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. When people, when God would send somebody to nurture your vision in that area, you better discern whether it's temporary or not. You don't make just because they gave it they gave you $100,000 don't mean you have it don't mean they have to be on your board. They don't have to be
this is true.
They don't have to be a co-owner. They don't have to be a co-founder. Somebody better hear what I'm talking about, because making them a co-owner, a co-founder, because you feel like you're indebted to them when it was God that told them to release that $100,000. They can their mind is not for what God told you to do, and you're making them a part of your board, and now it has aborted what you're trying to get off the ground, and that's $100,000 wasted because the vision didn't lie with them. The vision didn't lie with them.
You knew that wasn't that baby daddy.
That show ain't the baby daddy. You ain't even a surrogate. Your sperm wasn't nowhere near.
Nowhere.
Yeah. This
That's
one
that's uncle. That's uncle.
If you a test tube baby, you listening to this, God got you here for a reason. So don't take offense to that. That come from babies.
Yeah.
It did. It did. Go back and watch that. Robin Harris, he is hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Though you know you don't want to end up having to get a DNA test.
No. I'm called for that.
You're like, I don't know who this baby look like.
We don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Frankenstein.
Oh God.
You're like, I don't know this baby. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
You do.
Don't make it a bastard.
Please don't.
Illegitimate, inferior, a lesser type. Don't let it happen.
Don't fall for the okie doke, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I found myself, and I can be transparent. You know, when you're excited and you're moving and you're growing and you know, God is giving you something. When we first started our catering company, it was scary because I had just dissolved, or what's the word I say? How I say it?
Dissolve the relationship.
Yeah, dissolve the relationship with my previous employer. And it was scary because I made good money. So it was scary starting it. And then, you know, when you excited about something because that's something that you love. I'm passionate about cooking. I'm anointed to do it. But I was scared and trying to get the opinions of others, the approval, because when you have a need to be needed, or you haven't gotten comfortable with who God made you to be, you'll go seek out approvals from those that you feel are, you know, that have arrived, or, you know, have some type of status about themselves, and then you go here and there, and it should have just stayed right here.
Yes. Most
right
powerful.
Here.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Right here, this straight line right here.
Say it again.
The
most
straight
powerful,
line.
right there,
Yeah.
that straight line.
Yeah.
Right here. Because
Right
at the end of the day, it's just me and him.
Yeah.
And if you are single, then you should have people, at least one or two people, if not just the one, and God that you can speak to, and get good counsel and be settled right there.
Good counsel.
Look, please, and please, y'all stop being religious, but this using the scripture for doing what y'all want to do. In the multitude of counsel is safety, there is, but please get that in context. I'm just gonna leave that right there. That's another teacher for another time.
It's counsel of fools, I'll say it. The whole
yeah. Children, you better evaluate your circle, is what I'm saying. Because if they driving a Pinto or beat up, and I ain't going out on people that don't, you know, that don't choose to drive nicer cars. I'm not saying that, but if you see their lifestyle not lining up with where you want to go and your mentality is here, then that's not the people that you need to be talking to anyway. That ain't it. But anyway, keeping this thing here, trying to get approval because you don't want to be rejected, because you're doing something, you're a trailblazer, you're doing something that has never been done before, maybe in your generation, in your lineage, or in your circle. When you start to ask other people or tell other people, not even asking, just telling because you're excited, they will begin to water that thing down. They'll begin to plant seeds in your ear. You'll begin to doubt whether or not you heard from God. Why you want to do that? That is that question right there. Why you want to do that? Walk away.
Run.
Yep.
It's like, let me look. Like on Get Out. Get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Like
yes,
that.
TJ, yes. Get out.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, it's about to go down there. You about to abort that baby. Because those are the signs. Those are the signs right there. Go ahead.
It's something you said about the trailblazing. Well, if God's calling you to be a trailblazer for your family, your generation, your bloodline, then why are you seeking people that know nothing about?
That's how we've been trained.
You know what I'm saying? How can they even begin to direct you? And you know, when people begin to talk and begin to try to make you doubt what God, you know, spoke to you, and you know, people that encourage you. Even that, God use discernment, and use wisdom, because sometimes they could use it as a lure to lure you in.
Bait switch.
There you go.
So what if it's your family and they kind of know some history in the bloodline? What if it's your family?
Bump them. If they look, this what I'm gonna say, how Jesus said, who's my mother? Who's he knew who his father was. Who's my kin? Those that do the will of my Father. So let them shout for joy, according to Psalms. David said, let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continue, let the Lord be magnified, which take pleasure in the prosperity of his servants. So if it does not meet that criteria, that they taking pleasure in the prosperity of this servant of the Most High God, I leave them alone. And it's something that you were saying, Fran, is that this is what we need to learn to do, is get with people that's doing what you're doing, because somebody that what you're doing ain't
Mhm.
unique to the world. It's
Yeah.
unique to you, and you got to bring your flavor and your spin. But get with people that's already doing it and take that mentorship from them, and get the nuggets that you need to continue to fuel your fire. Because I figure on that was when we started our business, I started off in one direction and I pivoted and got to a point to where I came off my job and I was doing something that I never saw myself doing, but I was talking to people that knew how to do it. And so, because when it dawned on me, and when I got that inspiration, I kept going at it, kept going, and you know what happened? I wound up doing that thing, was actually successful in it. And and then when it was time to pivot out of it, a smooth pit, went through an audit, passed it, got the emails to prove it, and pivoted smooth on out of it, and got had my other promotion waiting on me, going back into the workforce, doing what I'm doing now. So when you do that, get with people that's already there. Get in the fertile ground. You have to break up the fallow. What's the fallow ground? The rocks and the stones and the unlearnness in your own mind. So get in the presence of people that's already doing it. You are not going to solve the problem on the same level that you're on. You got to go to another plane to solve the problem that you find yourself in. So go to higher ground. Get around people that's already doing it. Surround yourself in an environment that speaks to your baby. So it should be like John the Baptist in the womb of Elizabeth, and Jesus in the womb of Mary. When you meet somebody that has that same type quality, your babies are gonna leap. And so if your babies ain't leaping around the people that you're you talking to, and I don't give a hoot nanny who it is,
It's that hoot nanny.
You better get away from them.
Yeah.
Dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand the relationships that's in your life. You got to understand them, because your pastor might not even understand that.
Yeah.
So you can't talk to your pastor about that. So you your pastor you got good word and I'm encouraged by that, but I can't talk to pastor about this because they just not there. They serving their purpose. So you might have to go to a quote unquote a heathen that your baby's kicking, because it's feeding you.
They got the
Yeah.
All good and perfect gifts come from where? Above. From the Father of lights, where there's no variableness and shadows of turning. So and God throughout history has used righteous people and wicked.
Come on.
So you better not discount who God put in your face.
Stop being religious.
Stop being religious. You better be
kingdom. There you go.
I'm telling you, because the person that mentored me doesn't even live in this state. She's never seen me face to face. She don't know what I look like. She ain't never touched my hand. She said, but I reached out to her because she was doing the same thing I wanted to do in the same field. And she said, if we're doing the same thing, I will teach you everything that I know. I will mentor you. She lives in Texas.
Yeah.
Shout out to that girl, Natia. What's up, girl? Yes, she mentored me from Texas. Yeah. And any and every question that I had, I would run it through her, and she would say, okay, friend, this is, you should have maybe tweak your prices here. How much work did you do? Okay, what does this look like? How does this look? What does this plate look like? How did you go to school? Did you, how vital was going to school for you? Oh no, girl, I dropped out. I went to culinary school and I dropped out, but I'm making $5,000 a week. Yeah. This is what you should do, and this is your pattern. Get around people that's going to feed, like TJ said, that's going to feed you, that you can what's the word I want to say? Feed you, that's going to give you life, that's going to reciprocate life back to your baby, that's not going to kill your vision or kill the seed that God gave to
nourish.
You. That's the word I was looking for. Nourish. Yeah, nourish that thing so that it can come to fruition and come to full term. Birth it. Now we're at almost a year and a half of business, of good business, and it's been great. Yeah, has it been work? Yeah, but I love doing it.
And this the other thing about when you have an idea and you can see something and then you birth it, is it immediately it's yes, it's a responsibility. So sometimes that's why, you know, people have, like, they put the law in now, but they had where you can go and get, well, people were getting abortions at 8 months, people getting late term abortions.
That's crazy.
Because, you know, because it kind of, it gets too heavy. So that's another part we have to be mindful of, because you go through transition when God's giving you something to
That's
birth,
good.
and you have to go through these things, and it can be tempting to have a late term abortion, especially if you know it's somewhere that provides that type of service, you know.
Ooh.
So it's like knowing that the opportunity or the place is available, but still being strong enough not to take that opportunity. We have to exercise ourselves in that, because when the pressure get on, you know, it's uncomfortable. And, you know, sometimes with pregnancies, the mother, or, you know, or in this parallel, the person that's carrying, that they go through a lot of changes themselves because of the life that they have to give to it. So we have to be mindful too, that when we giving life to this thing, you definitely want to have personal support system. But even with support, it can get a little hectic. So you won't want to have no late term abortion. But on the other side of that, once you have this baby, you don't know what this baby, this child, this idea, this concept that is gonna open up for other people.
Yes.
You don't know what is gonna break. You just don't know what's gonna open up. And I think that's one of the things we have to be mindful of when we get the pressure, or we feel like we want to go share stuff with certain people. And it's like, man, you know, God, he show us a little bit, he show us in part, he don't always show us the whole. But it's like, if we
Sometimes
saw it,
Mary.
say it again.
Sometimes you gotta hide away like Mary.
Yeah, you gotta be tucked off, because we don't know what this idea or what this thing is. And if somebody is too familiar, or they too common, or they put they spin on it, or, you know, it's like we could really be, it can be detrimental not only for ourselves, but for a legacy, or in the scripture it say the posterity that's coming behind. So we got to really be mindful when God give us these things. We got to protect that baby. We gotta protect it, whatever it is, at all costs. And I remember when we had went to the midwife, there was a birthing center, right? So they had different classes, and we go to the classes, and they teach you about the, you know, breathing and different little techniques you can do to help with the birth. But it's other people in there. We don't even know these people, but we in there as a community together. Ain't no issues, like, oh yeah, and now you know, you networking. So it's key to have a birthing center, you know, a place or a group of people that can, like TJ was saying earlier, people that's doing it, and they might not be doing the exact same thing, but they're in a birthing process, they're carrying. So it's good to be around like-minded individuals. Hey, we going to the same birthday center. Hey, we got the same midwife. Which our midwife, you know, it should be the Holy Spirit. But we got the same one. And it's like we can do this together. And then, you know, you might establish a relationship after that, or it might just be for that time being. Like it might just be temporary or seasonal. And it's just like we have to really take advantage of it, and just really look at the whole scope of when God give you something that is something precious, and just you got to be just real careful with how we handle it. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
I was thinking about something as you were sharing that. In the last part of that, what you was talking about, the environment is conducive for birth in that center. It's conducive for birth. Even if there's some kind of trouble there, you have skilled people that can work you through that. You know what I'm saying? So, and going back just a little bit, once you realize that you are pregnant, there's certain activities that you cannot continue to do. Your activities change, your mindset change. You go to a more of a forward thinking. You're not just thinking for yourself. Now you're thinking for this division that you have, and your environment, internal environment change, which also you might go into seclusion for a little bit, because at a certain time, it's gonna be blatantly obvious that you are pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna start showing.
Yes.
You're not gonna be able to hide the blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's coming, and when it comes, it is not gonna be stopped, because it comes to a point to where it can no longer stay inside. Now it is being rejected from your internal dialogue, and it have to come out for somebody else to pick up on it, because it's time for now to be birthed. So when a woman is getting ready, and we have 2 mothers on here. I have some more mothers that's probably gonna be online. But when it's time, and y'all can speak to this way stronger than me. But when it is time for that baby to come forth, the body begins to reject it. And so rejection in this moment is a good thing, because something else greater is getting ready to come out. And when that baby comes out, that's a new world that's coming through, and it has the potential to bring forth new life, like you was talking before. You don't know who in the world that it's going to give life to when it comes. You don't know what shape, form, or what to its fullest, what facet that it's going to produce into society. So it behooves us to birth whatever it is. And let me say this too. Sometimes we think that our babies are going to be the next Michael Jordan. Our baby's gonna be Kobe. Our baby's gonna be Bo Jackson. Our baby's gonna. I went way back with that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
A baby's gonna be LeBron James or something like that, or Jerry Rice. It's gonna be this superstar, and your baby or your business might not be called to be the superstar, but that what you have is supposed to be birthed. It might be just a community thing, but it brings so much life. And becomes a catalyst for somebody else, that when they hook onto it, they might be the next LeBron, they might be the next superstar. But
it does.
What you have is so necessary. Something that Dr. King said: you might not be the oak on the side of the road, but be a scrub. And you might be a little scrub on the side of the trail, but be the best little scrub that you are. It don't matter what you do, be the best at who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you're not the sun, be a star. You know, it's about being the best. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is your lot to do it with all your might. Do it with all your might. You know what I'm saying? All of us ain't gonna have Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies. Some people might not even know about your company, but the people that need to know about your company gonna need to know about your company. The people that know about your services need to know about your services. And I'm gonna say this one also: don't always think that you're going to get rich off of that one thing. You might be called to birth that, then turn around, birth something else. You building a family. You are a serial entrepreneur.
Prophesy.
One business, and you put too much energy into one, because it's time to. But when it's up and running and it's manageable, it's cool. And don't grow too. Sometimes we have that thing that we try to grow something too fast. You can grow too fast and it bankrupt everything. Manage your growth. Manage your growth, because it's more than your life in that business.
Come on,
business. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to put that out there. I want to put that out there. Yes.
Can I just interject?
Sure, huh?
I was thinking about when, and some of the women probably could relate, and whoever might see, they understand this terminology. And I know we've been talking about ideas, businesses, and concepts, but I also wanted to talk about another type of birth, which is that we go through spiritually, right? Or maturity. So in that, you might have interactions with people. I don't know if it's, I sense it's for somebody that you're not pregnant with an idea or with a vision. You're pregnant with a new phase of yourself, right? So in a certain part of the pregnancy, you go into Braxton Hicks. So in Braxton Hicks, it's almost like a contraction, and how I like to describe it, you might be dealing with some certain situations or people, or maybe even mentally Braxton Hicks, and you thinking it's the people or the circumstances that's around you. No, it's Braxton Hicks. It's you getting prepared. Your spiritual body and your mentality is Braxton Hicks is trying to push you and get you ready for this new birth that is going to take place. So I just want to encourage whoever this is, don't get too frustrated and agitated. It is a little shocking at times, and it is uncomfortable. But let the process do what the process is going to do.
Say that one more time.
Let the process do what it's going to do. And Braxton Hicks means that you near, you close. You know what I'm saying? You close. So just keep going through with the process.
Stay focused.
Because this new birth and it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different for the people that you're dealing with. And for some people, it's like, hey, well, in the natural, when you have a baby, some people you don't hang around no more because now you got children. So it's gonna be some people that you might not be able to hang around anymore, or maybe for a season, because of this new child, which is you, this new level of you, this new birth that's going to take place. So I just wanted to share that because it just came to me real heavy. So I just wanted to share that with somebody. Process through the Braxton Hicks, because you almost there. It's almost time for you to give birth to that new part of you.
Yeah.
For this new season, the new beginning.
It's a new beginning.
Yeah.
You eat on too.
Yeah.
What your soul is eating on.
Yeah.
What you yourself, that are going back to that environment, because also your spiritual diet through the maturation of your soul diet determines how easy or how rough that birth is going to be.
Absolutely.
And now also you'll have cravings for different things. So I'm not talking from a natural standpoint of your pregnancy, but I got 2 women on this line in this cast that's been pregnant and had cravings for things and can talk to that thing. There's certain things that when you're spiritually pregnant and the new you need to come through, while you're maturing, that you're going to have cravings from God about, and you need to explore that. And it wouldn't be anything outside of His word. It'd be everything. As a matter of fact, the cravings that you will have, I guarantee this, it'll build the character of Christ in you. I can guarantee that. It will build the character of Christ. It would deal with, you will feel the rejection or the conflict of thinking of things the way you used to think of them. You'll feel conflict of having the conversations that you used to have before. You'll feel the conflict of pondering on things that were of the past, and the new part of you be screaming at you, and you need to feed yourself the word. Whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. That's the kind of stuff that you're gonna have to you have to feed yourself. Otherwise, because there is going to be a birth, you determine how rough it's going to be by what you eat.
Babe, what you call it? Nesting.
Yeah. When you start nesting in that process, for those of you that have had a child or you've been pregnant, you start to clean out things. You start to declutterize. You start to, make that place peaceful and palatable for that baby to come, so that you can make the smooth transition. So when the hectic part after birth comes, that you're ready, that bedroom is ready, that your house is ready, and you go through that whole cleaning process. I mean, I know for me, when I was pregnant with Ethan, I started cleaning everything. I mean, walls, I'm washing down walls, floors, baseboards. I'm 8 months pregnant. Wait a minute, ma'am and sir. I'm washing windows, window seals. It is extreme clean and declutterization. It's just a process. You got to go through the process of cleaning out the old so that you can welcome in the new. So I don't know who that's for, but clean out some of that old stuff.
In the mind, definitely, yeah.
Clean out that old.
Forgetting those things which are behind you, reaching for the things which are before you. You pray towards the mark of the prize or the high calling of God, which is in Christ Jesus. This thing, be transform. Your life don't transform until this thing is renewed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Get rid of that stuff. It's toxic for you. You don't
Yeah.
need it anyway. You think you do, but you really don't. It just has a sentimental value to you. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Let it go. God got something so much bigger, so much greater for you. It is bigger than you could ever imagine. Yeah. Let it go.
What's the other one? The other thing that we learned after birth is taking place.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
With the umbilical cord, that a lot of times that they cut the cord too fast. But what we learned is that you let the umbilical cord keep going until it stops pulsing. So you get everything out of there that you need, and then it's like it'll stop pulsing. But then for the baby, the concept, it gets everything it needs from that phase of the process. Don't just disconnect from it too fast, but let it pulse through and get everything that you need out of that phase of it. The other part is the placenta.
That it was
the thing that it was housed in. It's like, so it's even nutrients in that you can take that part, and then you can convert it into some do it as capsules, some of them they just eat it.
Some people
but
eat it.
You can put that back into yourself and get the nourishment for that. So when you get through that process, it's like, don't just get rid of all that stuff, but use all of it, because it's a purpose in it all.
Amen.
That's a protective mechanism and a new a life support that God built into that system. And it's often shame when you really start to think about that, how God did that. Even you have people that have done some crazy things with their body, and that baby still wound up fine because God put a protective mechanism. Because sometimes with our visions, we ain't gonna do everything right. Sometimes we eat from the wrong tables. We hear the wrong things. We do some stupid junk. You know what I'm saying? But God still had that protective mechanism in there, and your vision still is going to thrive.
That's why you don't want to make it a bastard.
Don't make it a bastard.
Let that pappy be the pappy.
I'll be the pappy.
I'll be the
what? Baby daddy.
What?
I'll be the pappy.
Hey, I'm telling you, man.
But you know, when you give birth to God's baby and not a Mr. Potato Head
in a bucket of fun.
Yeah. You know, when it looks like you're going to go under, you can stand before Yahweh.
Lord have mercy.
Jesus.
And you can talk to him. God, you gave me this baby. Like what was it? The Shumanite woman.
Yes. Come on.
Went to the man of God.
Lord have mercy.
You gave me this promise.
All is well.
Yeah. But come see about my baby. Our baby. The baby you gave me.
Because I didn't ask this. I said, don't play with me. Yeah. That's what the Shumanite woman said. Yeah. Don't play with me.
Yeah.
So we can come boldly before the grace and obtain.
Yeah.
Faithful, and he's true.
Yeah.
And he will pay for what he ordered.
That he will.
A good father.
Ain't a good
yes,
father.
He is.
Who you are?
Yeah.
And I'm loved by you. That's who I am.
Yeah.
Perfect in all of your ways. Sorry. Look.
Go ahead.
Oh, don't look. Look. You talk about my father. Woo.
Yeah.
Jesus. You're a good father.
Put another plug that'll turn it just a little bit. Get out of debt.
Yeah.
Reduce your overhead.
Yeah.
It's not time for Rolls Royces and Bentleys and B8Hs, bars, big houses.
Yeah.
Not time for that.
Oh, I was just slow on the uptake. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's not time for that. It's not time for Gucci and all that kind of. It's not time for that. Get out of that. Why? Because what's upon us, it's going to be incumbent upon everybody to reduce and eliminate their debt. As long as we have debt, you are a indentured servant. I don't know about you. When God didn't call me to be no indentured servant, he didn't call us to be indentured servants.
Mhm.
So when he gives those ideas and you start to work them, and you might have a few little chillings rolling around there, money making money, few little businesses, it's not time to go buy a new car. If you have a car, pay that car off, maintenance that car well. If it's serving your family like it's supposed to serve it, let it continue to serve. It ain't time to style and profile. Get out of that. God is releasing these ideas, and we're getting pregnant with these things, and some of us have the boldness to go through these things and seeing seeing God manifest these things that he give us ideas on. And I would say it again, it is not time to get Gucci and Rolexes and all that kind of junk. Do not do it. Get yourself out of that. Reduce the overhead on that business as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Because the time is upon us that you don't want to get caught with your pants down, and then you and your child is in slavery to something much bigger, and that child being that business. That is you got to continue to work, and you when you tired, it's running you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you've still got a family, you still got a husband, still got a wife, you still got to perform. Now you got to pick up another job. You got to pick up a job because your business can't even take care of itself in a bit, and the job the business. No, get out of that. Yeah, I want to say that. I want to say that. Be on God's government assistance. Okay, be on his assistance. Yeah. Where you don't have to make it look a certain type of way. Where you ain't get it the way it is right now anyway. All you was obedient. You were obedient. You had the faith to believe, and you were obedient, and it manifested like it did. And that comes with some wisdom with that. It's not growing it too fast. If you ain't got no 2 or 3, 4, 5 paying customers, and you still got to have your primary jobs. Well, you got 2 or 3, 5 paying customers. Stay on the primary job. Don't jump too quick. Don't jump too quick. Don't do that. Have that side hustle. It's a side. Some things are side hustles. Yeah. That side hustle. Sometimes you can't let your side hustle get too big because it's comfortable enough for you to. That side hustle is there to help work to eliminate your debt.
Yeah. Manage.
Yeah.
Manage.
Off somebody's job. You know what I'm saying? God gave you.
Yeah, TJ, that's so true. Because I mean, some people were saying, "Well, you need to get out." No, not yet. Ain't the time.
Right.
It ain't the season for that.
Yeah.
No, honey, the job that I have. Let's talk about it. Look, I get to stay home most days, and I can dream up. I can, if I want to do a lunch or something, I could do that. Or if I want to, if I got a catering event, then I can use my days when I'm at home to plan everything. I'll go get my shopping done, but I've still got my 9 to 5 paycheck coming in every 2 weeks. You hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me? Look, don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
And you ready to just jump ship because you excited. You better sit your behind down. You know that.
Gonna walk it out.
Look, walk it out. Everybody ain't the proof of Obamacare. You better sit down.
Yeah.
Word.
You better sit down. You go to the dentist where you got some doggone insurance.
Yeah.
No, what's wrong with y'all? It's a pandemic, an epidemic out here. People just ain't going to the dentist. I'm gonna leave that alone. But you better stay on your job.
Better stay on it.
Stay on your job.
Yeah.
And
give you about that. So, it was God that I had to do what I had to do because it opened up a door that I never imagined. I still can't talk about it, but God is good. You hear me? So I walked off of mine. That I'm telling you how God worked. That that Friday that I put in my 2 weeks notice, that Saturday I made my 2 week salary. Y'all ain't hear me. So then when I left the job, I had to get my own insurance. Okay. Health insurance. Got my own health insurance. I was able, with what I was doing, I paid mortgage, I paid car payment, I paid trailer payments, I paid credit card payments, I paid for the diesel. I paid for insurance.
Mhm.
God did that. You hear me?
Did that.
God did that. But I didn't know that he was working, because I couldn't do both of mine at the same time to make that type of money.
Mhm.
It was impossible.
Mhm.
I did not know, because the level invested took all of me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Come on.
Took all of me. You hear me?
Yeah.
That journey showed me God
Mhm.
in a facet that I never would have seen him
Mhm.
if I wouldn't have stepped out of the boat.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
What I was going under with out of the state with blown trailer tires. You hear me?
Yeah.
Trailer tires blown. When my back was against the wall and it looked as if it was over, he made a way. You hear me?
Yeah.
Sure, crazy. He made a way. So here was the thing. When it was time for me to pivot back out and go back into the place where I needed to be, I came back way more equipped, with way more knowledge, with way more faith. Or my mentality was different, because that's something I had to walk through in order for God to unlock something that was inside of me.
Yeah.
I had to do it. So I when you're saying about the dentist and all that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, when you have to pay for your own insurance, you don't realize how much of a break that you're getting from your employer when you get through an employer. You hear what I'm telling you? So when you are self-employed, you are carrying that weight yourself. So use wisdom. Stay your behind on that job, that especially when that job is good and it's cool, and God created that space to pay you for your creativity. I'm gonna say that again. He used that space to get paid for your creativity. Man, you better do that there.
Do that there.
Do that there.
It's like, young thing, better do that there. Yeah. That wisdom, because it ain't time to be shutting down. Going, I'm tired of them. I ain't want to do it. No, it ain't that time, player. It is not that time. Use your side hustle to get out of debt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't go create more stuff. Slimline your life.
Yeah.
Slimline and make it simple. Make it simple. Make it simple. Yeah. So I wanted to say that again, boy. And some of you gonna be pivoting. You got to know when to pivot. You have to know when to pivot. I'm gonna give a quick example. When we started the business, I was still working at the police department. So I bought a dump trailer. Started with a dump trailer. The dump trailer was, that was cool. It was working. It was doing yard cleanups and stuff like that. It slowed down. I had to pivot. Got wind of moving cars. And so I was like, well, Lord, I'm hearing this junk, and this is cool. I'm feeling this. If I'm gonna walk in this direction, you got to let me get this trailer. He let me get that trailer.
Come on.
Trailer. I got mentored, asked questions, dug in to find out what was going on by somebody that was already killing it. They were tearing it up. Tearing it up. So found out the protocol, used their sheets the way they did it, put my logo and all my kind of stuff. And let me say this, our business is legit. It's still legit. EIN number, paid tax, all that, insure, all that, right? So met the protocols, because you are not pulling anything with a USDOT number or a motor carrier number without that thing being legit with the state. You hear what I'm telling you? So and it ain't what we call cheap, but you got to pay the cost to be the boss. All right. So can't be scared, right? So we did that and was running it, but God knows my heart's desire was to be home with my family. And I would come home, and sometimes I would miss money because I was coming home. But then I found myself, I was traveling to different states. But I was like, Lord, I want to be home. And I thank you for what you did, because now the thing began to shift again. And also because of what I'm built to do ministerially, it was pulling me away from people. I ain't hear what I'm telling you. It was pulling me away from people, what I'm called to. I'm called to deal with people and work in their circumstances and their events to bring the kingdom of God in there. And I do that in law enforcement.
Pastor. Come on here. Pastor pastoring in the marketplace. What? Outside of the church.
Yep. Outside of the church.
What, Pastor Popo?
Out in the world?
Yeah. There's a group that called me Pastor Popo. So my I was not able to bring the kingdom of God in real life circumstances while I'm always driving in the truck. Yeah, you talk to people, but God allowed me to go and see something else, and I was able to tap into another part of Him and learn Him in a different facet. I was able to go before Him differently because I had that time alone. So when it was time to pivot, God sent in a very odd place the captain that I was under before, and the ball started, and I knew it. It was in a very odd. We wasn't even in the city of Lakeland. It was in a very odd place. God had a divine appointment, and I can say the rest was His. And when I tell you, He restored, and so y'all better hear what I'm telling y'all. We on this podcast tonight, and all the other nights because I'm home with my family at night, and and my wife is right here. For years,
it's a 13 years.
I worked at night shift. You hear me? Started at 6, got off at 6 in the morning. Started at 6:30, got off 6:30 in the morning. Don't let something pop off. I'm not home. So by the time I'm coming home, my wife is going to work for years. And then when I'm home and I'm off, I slept during the day because I'm tired. And so I can rejuvenate. And by the time I get ready to get kicking again, I got to fall right back into that cycle. Do you not know that brings a strain on a relationship?
Yes. Yes.
Strain on a relationship. So how God did this thing, that when I got back in, He restored me back to the schedule that I was on. Y'all with me? Yeah. He restored that. And hold up.
And someone was working just like you up there or something.
They said, matter of fact, I heard it again yesterday. They was like, do you got dirty tapes on somebody or whatever? I said, look up. And I said, a little past the stars too. I said, God did that. And the dude by me, he's like, that's a good answer. That's right. And and the girl said, I can look at my heart for that. I said, He in there. So I said, look deep within then, because I said, God did that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I find out, I don't testify. I found out it was this is about the third time this ever happened. It's like, folk that leave, this don't ever happen. I said, this is God.
Completion.
This is God. You know what I'm telling you? So whoever that was gonna be an encouragement for, it'll be an encouragement. But for our testimony, if I would have never stepped out, I would have never seen God there. I had to, because of how big it was. That it required all of me. But God give you a side hustle that don't require all that. You better stay your butt on that job and suck up all that money.
Suck it up, sugar.
And again, I'm digress. Get your butt out of debt. Quit being an indentured servant.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
to the lender.
You're a slave. That's the Bible says.
So you work to pay them.
Paying them. No, get your butt out of debt. Yeah.
Get out of debt.
I said, get your butt out of debt.
That's what he said. Get your butt out of debt. That means you need to get off your butt and bust a move.
Bust a move. Word. Do it again. Do it again.
Gotta move.
Gotta move. Gotta bust a move. Look, we gave y'all a strategy up here. We gave y'all a strategy. Assign an extra $100 to pay off your credit cards. Pay them off one at a time. Yeah. Look, let that $100 work. Pay them off one at a time. Yep. How you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. Quit bastardizing your debt by going to McDonald's. Bastardizing blessings.
Because that ain't even real food.
Yeah. Cook. Oh, because you got to cook on here. Ain't that wrong? Don't you be cooking, cuz? My wife be cooking.
Yeah.
You know I do.
Oh, yeah.
You know because you know I'm hungry. Come on.
It costs just as much to eat bad as it costs to eat good now. So you don't have no
level playing.
No excuse.
No excuse.
Level playing field over here, man. You can eat some BS or you can eat real good food.
Yeah. We're talking about seasons, not the season. So because we're on that journey of coming out of debt, and I believe when you make up in your mind to move in a certain direction, God will honor that, because that's what His word tells us, not to owe man nothing but to love Him. So you're walking out the word, right? I believe that He will supernaturally increase you to pay that debt off quicker and faster. But I say, about not the season, you know, like for me, listen, I love a nice pair of heels,
Mhm.
a purse, you know, accessories, all that. But guess what? Right, Freya. Oh,
Glory be.
but this isn't the season, right?
Mhm.
Because this isn't the season doesn't mean
It's not
next
gonna
year.
Right.
Come
Right.
on.
Season. And then I ain't got to worry about, well, you know, I'll wait for it to go on. No, I can get it if I want it because that's the
I ain't
season.
on the clearance rack.
Mhm.
I'm going to cop. You hear what I say? Because I got the bag to do it. You hear me? Oh, sorry.
But you know, so for me, I had to mentally get my mind right, and discipline is what I'm doing. Look, I ain't even on those sites looking at nothing. I'm not even gonna tempt myself.
I don't need that. I don't care. No, I would not. I would for
Yeah,
good
if it was
food.
with TJ, we wouldn't have
You wouldn't even have a TV in the house, bro.
We'd be living
Nah.
primitive over
You
here.
darn real. Hold that money
You
because
say primitive.
I'm like, oh, I like that Rolls Royce. I should be able to pay cash for it.
Yeah.
That's how, that's what kind of Negro this is. I'm like, no, I don't want all that small bull crap and wasting your money. Let me throw a plug in there too about this. So if you like the lights, accessories, and stuff like that, and you need to upgrade, if you sew accessories, you get accessories back. If you sew clothes, you get clothes back. See, we got a lot of seed in our house and we don't even know it. We have a lot of seed in our house and don't even know it. Somebody can wear some suits that I ain't wearing no more, and trust me, somebody's gonna get them. Somebody can wear some shoes that you don't wear anymore, and you know you take care of your shoes. Sow that stuff. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever man sow, that shall he also reap. So if you don't make room for that stuff, it ain't gonna come. Why you gonna get some more stuff to heap it on your doggone self? What for, man? You ain't got number 10 fingers, and you got jokers that wear rings all the way across this way. You got all fingers got 10 rings on it, and then you got another set of rings on it. So you got 20 rings. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like, now, Negro, you got like Mr. T starter kit on us.
Look, you got brass nugget. Please,
man.
please.
You know, and you got 15. You got what we say 50-11. You got 50-11
rings.
Cars, man. Get rid of some cars and bless somebody. Bless somebody, man. I'll tell y'all, and I'm not gonna go on a tangent on it, man. We've given cars away, and when it come down for us to get in, I'm telling y'all, as sure as I'm sitting here, I've had a couple of rare cars. I wanted a 1967 Beetle. Do you not know I got a 1967 Beetle? I had a 1967 Beetle. Anything that I asked for would if I want it, that's why I don't look at, because me and cars. Okay, I like classic cars, stuff like that. I don't look at that kind of stuff, because if I ask for it and I hone in on it, I can get it. And so this ain't the time for that. But what I'm saying is, bottom line, this is stuff. But if you want stuff even while you're getting out of debt, take what you got that's good and sow it. Sow it to somebody else. Bless somebody else. Trust me, somebody need what you got.
Yes.
Yeah. Get rid of it, man. Get rid of it. Yeah, get rid of it. Yeah.
Sow your seeds.
Sow it.
We looking for a harvest and they put out no seeds.
What?
And black people quit eating your stuff and wearing it on your back. Your money.
Especially Mr. and Mrs. Crab and all the crab them.
Oh, good.
And all the
you know, all the
and the crafty,
them. You know.
It's one on every corner.
What?
I ain't lying.
What?
I told Neil I ain't seen this many crab places in all my life.
You eat crabs, you ain't like them.
Oh my God. Don't say that, TJ.
We're gonna have to hit that one day too.
I love crabs.
Crabs in the barrel.
Look, I'm not a crab though. That ain't my heart. Because my heart's been circumcised. Praise the Lord. Look.
Roll it in.
Look. Well, y'all, it is our time. We thank y'all so much. Man, this time go by like that.
Yeah. Catch the reels.
Oh God, catch the reels. Y'all go back and look at these reels. They have look, you need a little joy in your life. Man, look back at some of these reels. You need a little correcting. Look, the Holy Spirit will get you together right quick, and then click on the next one and get your laugh on about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
reels are hilarious. We done laugh for hours.
Oh God.
Yeah, send them to somebody, tag them on 'em. Just send it
for
out, share it,
hours on them.
Share,
Oh
share,
my
share.
gosh! Please
Yeah.
like, comment, and share. We
Yeah.
thank y'all so much for joining us tonight, and I'll let my co-host.
That's
say-
all. That's
oh,
all I heard.
You got anything? Y'all got anything over there?
I'm Gucci. I'm good.
But that's all, folks.
All right, we love y'all. It's Gen
Gen
X,
X,
brand
brand
new
new funk
in your
in your
ear,
ear.
not in
Not in your
your.
nose.
Somebody, come on!
Nah.
Oh! Cuz got that agility. Tommy, I'm sorry for you, but I'm happy for you at the same time. We love y'all. Tune in next week. We love y'all. Have a great rest of the. Lord, they stay. Love, peace, and generosity, y'all. Y'all keep it 100 or not.
Love you
Love
guys.
y'all.
Love you.
Peace.
Peace.